Three stories. Two are completely false. One is 100% real. Can you guess which one is true?
Be careful. Some of these stories sound incredibly convincing, Shu, but science will prove them wrong.
Hey everyone, welcome to True or Trick, the show where we test your instincts and challenge what you think you know. I'm Julian, and this is Riley, and today we've got three unbelievable stories for you.
Will you be able to separate fact from fiction? Stick around until the end to see if you guessed right. In the summer of 1998, 8-year-old Max Dillon was on vacation with his parents in the Italian Alps. During a hike, Max ran ahead on the trail and vanished around a bend. His parents searched frantically, no trace. Within hours, the authorities were called in. Search dogs, helicopters, local volunteers, the works. But for 3 days, there was nothing. Then, just as suddenly as he disappeared, Max reappeared near the exact same spot, barefoot, calm, and seemingly unaware that time had passed. But the real shock came later, when he began speaking in fluent ancient Greek, a language he had never studied. His family said Max described temples, rituals, and landscapes from ancient times with uncanny detail. Professors and linguists were brought in. Some believed it was a hoax, others a psychological anomaly. Max never explained what happened in those 72 hours, and to this day, neither can science.
In January 1921, a massive five-masted schooner named the Carroll was spotted run aground on the Diamond Shoals off the coast of North Carolina. A rescue team boarded the ship, and what they found has puzzled maritime historians ever since. The ship was in working order, the galley was stocked, a meal was ready to serve, navigation equipment was missing, and most disturbingly, the entire crew had vanished. Lifeboats were gone. There were no signs of struggle or distress, no messages, no logs, nothing. What made the case stranger was that several other ships had gone missing in the same area around the same time. The FBI and even the U.S. Navy got involved. Pirates, mutiny, a hurricane, alien abduction, the theories were wild. But the truth is, the crew was never found, and the fate of the Carroll remains one of the greatest unsolved maritime mysteries in American history.
In the winter of 1967, 9-year-old Lacey Moore moved with her family into an old farmhouse in rural Tennessee. The home was quiet, creaky, and filled with antiques. But one item stood out, a tall, cracked mirror in the attic. Lacey told her parents the mirror was weird. She claimed she could hear whispers coming from it at night. Then, one day, she vanished. Panicked, her parents searched the entire house. The police were called, no signs of forced entry, no broken windows, no footprints. Lacey was simply gone. But 24 hours later, she reappeared, standing in the hallway, confused and cold. She claimed she had been on the other side of the mirror, where time felt frozen and people had glowing eyes. Her father, terrified, took the mirror out back and smashed it with an axe. The story became a local urban legend. Some say the mirror was a portal. Others believe it was trauma or imagination, but the police never found an explanation for her disappearance.
So, which one do you think is true? Drop your guess in the comments before I reveal the answer.
Story number 1, Trick, the boy who came back speaking ancient Greek. As fascinating as it sounds, there's no official case of a child vanishing in the Alps and returning fluent in a dead language. This one plays into the idea of reincarnation, time slips, and language mysteries, but it's pure fiction. No record of Max Dillon, no professors, no ancient temples, just a story designed to test your logic and your imagination. Story number 2, True, the Carroll. Now this one, completely real. and still unsolved. In 1921, the five-masted schooner Carroll Deering was discovered run aground near Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. The ship was fully operational, food was prepared in the galley, and the crew's personal belongings were untouched, but the entire crew had vanished. The Coast Guard and even the FBI investigated, considering everything from piracy to mutiny, even communist plots and paranormal theories. But here's the twist. Several ships vanished in the same area around the same time, fueling speculation of a Bermuda Triangle-like phenomenon in the region. To this day, the Deering remains one of the most famous ghost ship cases in American maritime history. Books, documentaries, and investigators have tried to solve it, but no one knows what really happened. Real ship, real records, real mystery. Story number 3, Trick, the Mirror Door. The story of a haunted mirror and a girl who vanishes into another world sounds like something out of a horror movie. And that's because it basically is. There's no documented case of Lacey Moore or any portal mirror event in Tennessee history. It's a fun blend of urban legends, time distortion tropes, and mirror folklore, but it's completely made up for this episode. One ghost ship, 2 ghost stories. So, did we fool you? Or did you spot the real mystery in the fog? Drop your guess below and tell us which story you wanted to be true, like if you love unsolved mysteries, and subscribe so you don't miss the next truth or trick. And that's it for today's episode. 3 unbelievable stories, 2 were completely made up, and 1 was 100% real. Did you guess correctly? Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and other times a well-told lie can sound incredibly convincing, but that's why we're here, to challenge your instincts, test your logic, and keep you on your toes. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-bending stories, and let us know in the comments which story fooled you the most. See you next time for another round of True or Trick. Until then, stay curious,